wondered how you keep seeing dashboards that look sleek, modern, and professional like this, and this? And then you look at yours and it's charts everywhere, KPI cards stacked like bricks, zero value. Yeah, that's the same story I was in when I first began my data analysis journey. Most beginners think great dashboards comes from fancy tools or advanced features. They don't. The real difference happens before even the software opens. Today, I'm going to show you how to transform your dashboards from beginner level layouts to clean, modern, professional design by focusing on one thing most people skip: wireframing and layout design. Today, I'm going to take your dashboards from looking like this to this. I'll show you how to sketch dashboard layouts the right way, how to decide what goes where, and how to choose visuals intentionally so that every chart earns its place. We will look at how professional dashboards guide the eye, avoid clutter, and tell a clear story, whether you're building in Power BI or Excel. By the end of this video, you won't be guessing where to place charts anymore. You will have a simple system for designing dashboards that look good, feel intentional, and actually make sense to people using them. If you're tired of generic dashboards or want your dashboard to look like something you'd confidently show to a manager or a client, this video is for you. Let's get into it.
Before I draw anything, I ask one question. What problem is this dashboard solving? In this case, the dashboard should answer three things clearly. What's going on overall? What's changing over time? Where should I pay attention right now? And if a visual doesn't help answer one of those questions, it doesn't deserve space. Now I'm breaking the page into zones. The, the top section is for context. Title, time frame, filters, nothing fancy, just enough so the viewer knows what they are looking at. The middle section is the prime real estate. This is where the most important numbers live. And now, when I open the tool to design wireframe, no guessing. I already know where to place each box, each chart, each type of visual, how much space they get. The tool becomes execution, not exploration.
Alright, now that the layout is sketched, this is where most people expect me to open Excel or Power BI or a new fancy tool. I won't be doing that. Instead, I'll open a simple app that comes with the Windows system, PowerPoint. PowerPoint is perfect for this because it forces you to think about structure and not data. So what I'm doing here is choosing the suitable background color to use. And I chose green because we are designing something that has to do with palm, and so I figured green for the leaves would be a suitable color choice. So here I choose a different shade of green to match, to contrast the background, the bright green background color. I then begin designing. The top section is for context. Think title, date range, filters, or even navigation again. Nothing here should compete with the main story. If it is loud, it's in the wrong place. So I put a round edge rectangle there, and this will have my main title and descriptions. Next, I move on to the KPI section. These numbers answer one question: are we okay? If someone looks at the dashboard for 5 seconds and can't tell how things are going, the dashboard has already failed. So designing a KPI section is very, very important. Here we'll house the table and the recommendations that would serve as the background for that part of the dashboard. And now I'm moving on to the chart containers. This is where trends live. So as you can see, our wireframe is popping out nicely. We arrange them properly from the top to bottom, right, left to right. Again, remember, the top mostly serve as the title section, and then the KPI section follows. And then the left side of it, center side, houses the charts. And then on the right side or bottom houses the data description and in the so now I'm editing the wireframe to match my taste. I'm adding a little bit of shadow, and because we are going for green, I'll choose a green shadow instead of a black. And then I would do same for the rest of the boxes. Remove the line, the outline, so that it smoothly blends into the dashboard and doesn't stand out. I add a new shadow to this as well. We continue to make more edits to it. I can see that the the place supposed to house the recommendations and tables is not large enough, so I open it up a bit, and I do the same for the rest of the boxes as well. So we edit the title pane to change the background color, and a navigation panel to make everything seem fine. So this is our initial look at the dashboard, at the wireframe. This is what we will be building upon. As you can see, it's coming out nicely. And to make sure all the dashboards, all the boxes in the wireframe are of equal sizes, we make edits to that too. And so this is the most important part. We browse into our files to save the wireframes. To save the wireframe, we choose our preferred location. In this case, I'm creating a new folder called Palm Templates. Any folder of your choice is fine. And I go into it. Again, this is the most important part. We save the file as an SVG, a scalable vector graphics format. We don't save it as PPT, but and then we save just this one. So this becomes the wireframe that we will need to import into Power BI. And to do that, we first click on an empty space, then navigate to the canvas background, and then we navigate to where we saved our wireframe at, and there you have it as an SVG file. We double click, and then we turn down the transparency all to 0. So now we have it. As you can see, we have the background behind the charts. We are now turning this generic looking charts into a professional, sleek, and modern design. So this is our first iteration. We make sure that our original design can fit into the wireframe that we've designed. So what I'm doing here, I'm selecting where each of the KPI or charts will fall onto. This is very important because sometimes when you design the wireframe in PowerPoint, there can be size mismatches. So doing this confirms the size of the wireframe that we are currently designing. So I'm putting all the charts as where they should be. And it's coming up nicely. As you can see, the fits into it properly, and we are not having size mismatches. Maybe on a project there might be a mismatch, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. So as you can see, the foundation wireframe is serving its purpose. Everything fits nicely. So we'll go back into PowerPoint and then we will finish it up now. Yeah, I noticed a bit some of the charts do not fall into place properly, so we'll quickly wrap that up. And that is what I was talking about. Size mismatches happen sometimes. In this case, it's a minor inconsistency, so we would change it only a few. Sometimes the change can be major, and in that case, we will need to do major changes and then resave the file as SVG, then import it back into Power BI and make sure that the charts actually fall on the background. but that's not the case here. So there you have it. Now we position each of the boxes properly. Again, the design option here is purely subjective. This design is how I feel about the project I am doing. You can go with different layouts of boxes, different layouts of KPIs, and even a whole different color scheme. That is up to you. So now we make the dividers for the KPIs. So a little thing I do to check the dimensions of the rectangles here is that I look at the width and it's 17.28, and I'm looking for 3 boxes of equal length, of equal width. So for a calculation, I found out that the total length divided by 3 would be 5.8 centimeters each. So I insert a rectangle and then I give it the measurement, and then I use it as a form of rule to measure where each of the divider would be. In that way, I have equal box of equal widths across all the boxes. One isn't more than the other. And there you have it. We have our KPI section down. Now that we have our wireframes down, we will start adding text to it. Start with the title section. We would add our title now. What are we analyzing? It's a palm oil profitability analysis. Then we add a little bit of description into the title pane. A statement summarizing the entire project. And that we are done with that, we'll move on to the KPI section and add the titles of each KPI. Good. Now that we are done with our KPI section, we move on to the rest of the boxes. I quickly copy and paste the text box and then distribute them to the rest of the boxes. This speeds up the work. So we quickly name the titles of the charts and the table as well as the recommendation. Now that we are done with the naming, the next thing to do would be to add icons for the navigation. So it goes back to the website I like to use for the icons, flaticons.com. And I fancy this particular icon, so I would download it, copy it into clipboard, and then paste it, and then size it, and then put it in the navigation bar, navigation pane. Make sure I like the placement, and then I go and look for other icons that I feel are needed and add them as well. Same thing, I copy them into clipboard, I paste, and then I size them. And then arrange it properly. Do same for this as well. So you can see how this already looks way better than a beginner level dashboard. And now I would add a picture I downloaded on the internet of a palm tree to give it the palm vibe. After all, we are doing a palm oil profitability analysis. So there you have it. Your wireframe is practically done. So once again, we navigate to our preferred location and then save our file, not as a PowerPoint presentation, but as a scalable vector, SVG. Name it properly. Just this one. And then navigate back into Power BI and re-add the background. Visualizations, canvas background, and voila. Our wireframe has properly been imported. All that is left is to adjust the charts and KPIs to match the background and then So per each KPI, we navigate into the visualization. We format it by removing the background first of all. That should be the first thing to do. Make sure the background is off. And then we look for the labels of the KPI. We turn that off as well. And then if the numbers fall outside the size, we size it back. It's a 3, it's fine. And then we correctly position them in the KPI zone. So we move on to the charts, making sure the right chart is at the right position. And we go into edit. Once again, I begin by turning off the title and then the background. This makes the chart blend properly into the wireframe. Navigate to the axis and make changes over there as well. Here we enable the data labels and then choose where to position the values. And then now to edit the color of the bars to match the color scheme of the entire dashboard, we navigate to the bars. We choose an appropriate color. And there you have it. I copy this and do same for the bar chart, the column chart, sorry. We choose the color for the line and the line chart as well. And now we move on to the recommendation. Again, first things first, and make sure the background is off. As you can see, this makes it automatically blend in with the wireframe. And now we move on to the table. Editing tables is a little bit tricky, so it's more of a trial and error situation to get it. But yeah, first off, we make sure we can turn off the background, and then we change the alternating color schemes, because unlike the cards and the text boxes, You can change the table as a whole. You would have to do it the alternating and the four color. So we change the background of the alternating colors. Here I choose a slightly different shade of green in order to show alternate, as you can see. Then I remove the total because it is not actually doing anything important in this particular table. Resize it to remove the scroll wheels. And then the next thing will be to change the column headers so that they also match the green color scheme. Change the color scheme as well. Resize it once again. You can see the white background of the table. We would have to change that and make that transparent by removing the background. Navigate to general, to effects, remove the background. And there you have it. This is the difference between dashboards that look like accidental and dashboards that look intentional. Nothing here is complex. It's just designed on purpose.